an important first step.
Hello everyone, Coach Carole here. In these slides, I want to take you through some of the basic terminology used in
Hello everyone, this is Coach Carole. In these slides, I'm going to take you through a few definitions of the terminology used in genealogy. If you're looking for more information on a glossary used for terminology, go to familytreemagazine.com. You'll see a link below the video. Let's have a look at what basic words you'll need to understand in this field of fascination. The first one is genealogy itself. The meaning is the study and tracing of lines of descent. So in this example, we have a pedigree chart showing ancestors on the right and their descendants to the left. A typical chart that you'll see when you build a family tree. Your ancestors are the individuals from whom you are biologically descended. So usually we're referring to people beyond your grandparents. In other words, your grandparents' grandparents and people beyond that. The next term to understand is the vital records. When we are researching for our ancestors, we're mostly looking for records about major life events such as birth, death, and marriage records. You'll often hear them referred to as BDM, birth, death, and marriage. The word ancestry, although often confused with the program called Ancestry, is referring to one's family or ethnic descent. So here's an example of my English line, which shows my grandfather, Walter Frederick, and his ancestors. And you can see I have 4 generations showing there on that generation chart. A descendant is the person who is descended from one ancestor. Let's have a look at an example there. So one of your ancestors may have had 2 children. Each of those children may have had 1 or 2 children themselves. So these are the descendants of the ancestors. You can show this using a PowerPoint genealogical chart with information about the people from whom that person was descended. So here we have my grandfather again, Walter Frederick Ellery, and he is descended from this group of people, from Samuel Ellery to William Ellery, from William Ellery to Samuel John Ellery, to Walter Frederick Ellery. That's his paternal line, another phrase to become familiar with. And on his maternal line, he is descended from Adrian Newth, whose daughter was Mary Newth, married to William Ellery. So you're getting an idea now of how ancestry and the descendants appear in your family tree. They may look like this, a pedigree chart. If you're using a program like Find My Past, you can show your family grouping in a pedigree chart like this one. Now, each of those little circles with a number in them refer to hints. This is what Find My Past will do for you when you begin your tree there. It will suggest people in its database who may well be connected to your ancestor. Another phrase used quite often now and a very popular pursuit by genealogists is DNA testing ancestry. We're familiar with DNA. It's been used for many different purposes. In this case, the results include information about your genetic ethnicity estimates. In other words, where are you most likely to have descended from in terms of location, geographic location? Here's an example. So a person who has had their DNA tested may find that they are 33% Irish, 20% Germanic, 15% Scottish, 12% French, 11% Russian, and 9% from the Balkans. That's quite a wide spread. But it gives you a vital clue as to where your ancestors came from. The word heritage refers to property that is or may be inherited from and is called an inheritance. And in some cases, it's a sum of money, which may be from an ancestor who has passed on and it's written into their will. Or it could be a piece of furniture that is handed down throughout the generations, or a special piece of jewelry. If you're keen to learn more about how to organise your genealogy research, I've got a course for you on my academy, and you'll find out more about that if you go to coachcaroleonline.com, and there you'll find a link to the page under courses. I hope you've enjoyed this first step into learning terminology about genealogy.